Anyone know what that sound is?
Whales.
Wolves. Wolves, my favorite animal in the entire world. And a sound that is so distinguishable. A clap. Now, not necessarily a clap from your hands, but a clap of a beaver's tail. These two sounds are very recognizable, but they weren't heard for a very long time between the 1930s and 1995 in Yellowstone National Park. Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests. In the early 1930s, a lot of poachers and ranchers decided there is no need for wolves anymore in Yellowstone. They take our livestock, they cost us money, get rid of them. And they did. They killed them all. All the wolves were gone. Little did they know, though, the effect and the impact that it would actually have on the environment. Imagine a pebble, small pebble. You kick it down a mountain in the most perfect conditions, and it causes this avalanche effect of change. And that's exactly what happened in Yellowstone. Now, there's no wolves. The elk can roam free. Great, right? They don't have to be worried about being killed. They don't have to look over their back. They can eat and graze wherever they want. But it really wasn't that good because they would stay in one place. They'd go down by the water and the streams, and they would eat all of the aspen and the young willow. And they would eat all of it instead of grazing and moving on. Now, during the winter, the young willow actually survives, and the beaver eats the young willow. It's one of the only things that they have. And beavers were important in Yellowstone because of the fact that when they would create their dams, they're creating pools. Now, what's in pools? Fish. Fish for the birds, fish for the cougars, and also fish for the bears. So without these beavers being able to eat, they started to dwindle. And by 1995, there's actually one colony left. And biologists started to realize this is a huge effect on the environment. And around the 1970s, they decided we need to start bringing these wolves back. But it was a fight. It was a big fight because these poachers and the ranchers, they don't want them there. But they're a necessity. So the plan started in motion, and you can tell between 1970 and 1995, that's a long time to be able to try to convince everybody that this needs to happen. So the Audubon Society got involved, the government got involved, a lot of conservation societies got involved. In 1995, they made that happen. And they decided to take 14 wolves from Jasper National Park in Alberta, Canada, from 3 packs. Now, a pack is made up of usually 6 to 7 wolves, and they brought them here. And we'll start showing pictures. This is as they started to bring them to the US, and they penned them in a big pen all together because they had to get to know each other. They need to establish who the alpha is because he is the leader, and I will talk about that in another speech at some point. And they needed to also have them bond because we need puppies. We need little puppies because we need to continue to procreate. We need more wolves. And so what they would do is they would bring in animals and they would leave them, and they didn't let them have any human contact, as little as possible. And after a month, they decided they needed to let them go. A few they were able to let go, like in this picture. And then in this picture, they had to tranquilize them and let them go. But they all stayed as a pack, this 14. And they released them in the northeastern corner of Yellowstone National Park. And they were bonded, as you can see. These are all real pictures of these actual wolves that were released. And this pack was called the Druid Pack. The Druid Pack is one of the most well-known packs in the world because at its peak, it had 32 wolves, which is one of the highest. Well, there's usually 7, and it had one of the highest, and they stayed. The Druid Pack, they reigned Yellowstone up until 2014. Now, a lot of people were concerned bringing these wolves back. What about the elk? Well, in 1995, the elk were 1/3 of what they are today, which is crazy because you would think the wolves come in and kill them, but they're not. They're able to separate and they're able to continue to grow. And today they're 3 times what they were. Now with the outback, they're moving, they're not grazing continuously on the young willow and the aspen, and they're able to bring these plants back. And what does that have an effect on? The beavers. In 2016, there are over 10 colonies of beavers now back in Yellowstone Park, which is amazing. And so the benefits of these wolves being reintroduced isn't just affecting just the beavers, but it's also affecting so many other animals, from small to large. Most animals who are scavengers would have to wait for the winter to kill off the elk, kill off the bison, kill off the pronghorn. They don't have to anymore. They can wait for the wolves because the wolves hunt once a week in a pack. And so therefore now the ravens and the eagles and the cougars and the bears now can scavenge on the wolf kill. And they're able to thrive. Yellowstone is thriving now more than it ever has. Even with the tourism, even with the roads that have been created, the amount of wildlife that is thriving in Yellowstone is amazing. And it is just as much as it was in the 1800s. This is a picture, for me, this is important because 1995, it was 20 years ago almost that this happened and they decided to bring back the wolves. There are over 11 packs now in Yellowstone, 11 packs. And you can be sure when you go to Yellowstone, it doesn't matter what time of year, winter preferably, if you ever wanted to see a wolf up close, but you will see a wolf pack. Unfortunately, the Druid pack has started to die out, but overall, the wolves made an avalanche change, and having them back in Yellowstone has immensely affected the whole culture itself overall. Madam Toastmaster?